Governor, I wrote the Conservation Recreation Lands Act. When I did that, I thought about this thing. And one of the things I put into the act was that 10% of Carl's money in each year could be used to repair damaged ecosystems. That was in the back of my mind when I wrote this thing. Because, you know, that's a part of money. I think this is more important sometimes than buying some more land, taking some of that money and using it to get started. Because this thing needs to be started, and then it'll finish. But it's got to get started.
I agree, and as you well know, the state a few years ago thought that stormwater management was important. It's come up with its $15 to $30 million on an annual basis. But once the priority is set and you begin a construction, you get phase one done. I'm convinced that way before we get to the end of phase one, that the system will be in place, and it's something that I believe that Woody, you've already probably been in touch with Washington. Washington knows it will be coming, that this announcement was going to be made, and we'll start the process of trying to work out an agreement. And I think that it's in the interest of all that, that this be done, and therefore I think everybody will enter these negotiations with a very positive attitude. Yes?
Yeah, can you tell us how much you've appropriated in your 1991 budget?
Well, we have to get this going now, the $8 million. To start the process, and whether I don't think we have construction scheduled for 91, is that correct, Woody?
Primarily land acquisition.
That's right, so therefore, until you get design and all the rest of it, you don't necessarily get into budgeting the construction dollars at this point. Plus, if in fact it's a partnership, then you got to negotiate what that partnership is. And
that $8 million's already been approved. Have you put any more new money in?
No, that with the negotiations first have to establish what the relationship is between the parties.
So are you saying that there's no new money appropriated in your 1991 budget?
I'm saying that the money that is needed to get this project going is in the bank.
Governor, I might point out that of the $275 million, I think $83 million is for land acquisition, and with the Save Our Rivers program, which is recurring funds, we are going to make a big step in acquiring the floodplain to get this going. With the 6.3 that's been appropriated by the federal government, we also have a big step for that first phase.
Yes.
While you're with the president, tomorrow, will you be actively lobbying him on this project relative to these deadlines?
Well, as you know, you always take opportune time whenever you can, and but we've probably got a number of things we'll talk about. Well, we'll just kind of wait until the conversation gets going. We'll obviously be looking at the Everglades, so I can't think of a better way to discuss the Everglades without bringing up East Everglades, which of course now has authorization, but we need the funding for land acquisition.
Governor, you said the money's in the bank. Whose bank?
Well, the Corps has 6.3. We just got to work with them to get it out. We have $8 million in this, and of course, like Woody said, the Save Our River program is a continuation program that has money on an annual basis, so that the work is and can go on now in terms of heading towards the backfilling of the Kissimmee River. What now needs to be done is the establishment of the relationship between the three agencies, the federal government, the state government, and the Water Management District, in terms of the backfilling costs, the reconstruction costs. That is all through negotiations. What I'm here to tell you is that we are committed into that, and we will work on that formula, and we will make what recommendations comes to the state of Florida to pay for it.
Governor, do you have a commitment from the Corps yet to spend the $6 million on this particular project?
Well, you have to start somewhere, and we made the announcement here today. And therefore, and I see some of their fine representatives here. But I thought that first of all that I need to announce to state government what it is we're pursuing before I enter into negotiations with another agency of government about what it is you're willing to participate in. And I think the first step was to show a commitment that the right thing is to backfill, the right thing is to restore the Kissimmee. Once you make that statement, then you can begin to negotiate from that position with everyone that's involved. And I think that's the proper way to go, instead of engaging in secretive negotiations over whether something can get done or not, and then perhaps not take that step forward.
How important is it to convince the president tomorrow that this maximum backfill is the best way to go?
Well, you know, I've dealt with the president or presidents now on a number of issues in which you talk about the broad issues, but you know, you do the detail with the staff people, you know, the exact dollars and the environmental impact. So I'm not going to take my time to pull out my book of facts and go over each item. We'll discuss